advanced at this point. So many people have been playing for so long, and now that there's all these resources for people to just grind day in and day out, most notably obviously now with rollback, that's a huge factor, and a lot of these players are becoming insanely good really quickly.
Yeah, absolutely. And new guy plays Ganondorf.
Yep, it's kind of rare. I feel like the more new players get into Melee, generally speaking, and with good reason, they tend to pick the higher tiers, the top tier characters, because, you know, they're already at a disadvantage having just picked up this game that people have been playing for 20 years. So it makes sense for people to start with top tiers. But if new guy is indeed a new guy and he's playing Ganon, then that's pretty impressive already.
Ganon, it feels like he was very much so intended to be a top tier, but then as the game evolved, he just wasn't, because his a lot of his weaknesses really started to manifest through as like a lot of the game's defensive mechanics and like defensive gameplay in general just like reached fruition.
Yeah,
Ganon didn't hold up very well, but like the character was nerfed on in PAL, for example. Like he was believed to be a really good character.
Oh yeah, I remember. I tell this story all the time, but back in like 2002, Asin made like a list of his best characters, and our goal was to beat like from his worst. At the time was already Pichu, so we had a good read on that. But his number one was Ganon, like at the top of the list. So that says a lot about how the character was perceived back in the day.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, a lot of these out of shield options that new guy is picking, I mean, Ganon doesn't really have any, but they seem a little bit desperate.
Yeah,
things like full hop down air, I don't think they're going to get much mileage using options like those against a competent Fox. And KevBot is definitely a competent Fox. I think this guy was actually like fringe top 100 as of like 2018, I think. Not 100%
yeah,
there.
I believe he's been at least PR'd locally. Don't quote me on that, but he's definitely a solid player regardless.
Yeah.
Ooh, KevBot getting the Nair plane going. And yeah, new guy starting to fish for some of these options, right? Like when you see the downbeat coming out, you know he's getting a little bit desperate for the kill.
Yeah, Ganon almost has like Marthritis in the sense that he doesn't really have like a low frame data move like Fox's neutral air that can just be thrown out to get the opponent off the stage. He actually has to land something that's like relatively slow in order to finish off the stock like in a position like this. And that's like one of the worst traits ultimately to have in Melee, because the game, as we all know, is not necessarily about like racking up percent the honest way and finishing the opponent off with like a big killing blow. Like you can absolutely just nickel and dime them. That's what a lot of the top tiers do, and Ganon's not good at that.
Yeah, he's got quarters only. Quarters minimum, dude. He's not nickel and diming anything.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
Ooh, that shield was getting tiny. Yeah.
Yeah, not a lot you can do. Very, very small relative to the character's hurt buys.
Yeah, for sure. Another weakness. I feel like that's a weakness of a lot of low tiers is the shield size, which again, I mean, I feel like this has been a theme of our cast here is what the hell were they thinking when they designed this game? As you said, it almost feels like they purposely kind of made certain characters better than others.
Yeah.
And so we got Battlefield Game 2. Not a bad pick. I assume Yoshi's was a ban. That's generally where Ganon's going to want to go.
Yeah, I think this is about as good as it gets for Ganon, because I think there are disadvantages to the stage being really small, and I also think there's disadvantages to the stage being really big. I think it's the kind of situation where you kind of want it to be just right, because if the stage is too small, then Fox can just spam frame data. And if the stage is too big, then Fox can kind of camp you out, as we just saw on Dreamland. So this may be Ganon's best stage in the matchup, or one be.
Yeah.
It doesn't hurt that edge guarding gets way easier for Ganon as well.
Yeah, that's true too. The reverse up air is pretty simple to land on this stage. Okay. Oh, and KevBot Going for jab grab instead of the jab up smash. And that was off of wave shine too, so he definitely had time to confirm that the jab hit.
He did have time, but the thing is, conversions with like something like an up smash that takes longer to come out, it's going to be harder than converting with a jab. And when the opponent's at like 150%, jab can't be ASGI down anymore. Like they'll tumble. So jab can actually work. I see what he was going for, even though it didn't end up working out.
Right. I think the jab was a good call, but it was interesting that he opted for the grab after the jab instead of an up smash straight away. That being said, that was a sick stock from New Guy with the charged up smash on the top flat.
Nice tomahawk as well. And Ganon just has a rough time when he's at this percent against Fox. We'll see if he can get some extra credit with this stock, but Oh, okay, there we go. I was going to say it's pretty unlikely because Fox just wins the neutral game so hard when he has Ganon at this percentage.
Right. New Guy going for that questionable down B, but still with a percent lead here. This would definitely be a big upset if New Guy can manage to pull this off.
Well, right now he's poised to potentially take this game too. It's really just a matter of if it's going to start off with like a big back air or a forward air on this stock to get the ball rolling.
Right. And yeah, it feels like that was kind of the story in game one. Was New Guy started off pretty hot, but KevBot just tightened up his gameplay more and more to make it so that Ganon does not get those free openings as much.
Right.
He's kind of doing the same thing here.
That was another situation where I would have liked to see KevBot go for an up smash because off of the throw, Fox actually doesn't have like a guaranteed confirm on Ganon. He's one of those characters where Fox's up throw is not like a god tier throw. You know, it's good, but it often serves for repositioning rather than a true combo. So I think against characters like that, Fox benefits a lot from confirming kills with up smash whenever he can.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it could just be that KevBot is trying to play this like super safe. Like he's trying not to commit to anything. That's why we're not seeing as many like up smashes for confirms and stuff like that. Unless he knows he's gonna get it like right there.
I listen back there.
Okay. Forward tilt. And you guys got a shot.
Yeah, I think he needs a forward air into a tech chase like ASAP. Otherwise, he's just gonna bleed out.
Ooh. And that should be it. Okay, yeah. Just going with the wave time.
Yep.
Smart stuff. And nicely done from KevBot. The clean 2-0. Again, got to give some props to New Guy. Not sure, how actually new he is to the game. But being a Ganon player against a player of KevBot's caliber is not easy whatsoever. And he still made it pretty respectable.
Yeah, he definitely held his ground. It was game 2 especially was very winnable for him. He just started